So, cybersecurity, huh? It's a wild world out there, right? You want to learn how to navigate it, and that's awesome. But I totally get it. Where do you even start? There's just so much information. It's easy to feel like you're drowning in it.
It's true. It can feel like a digital avalanche.
Exactly. And that's where we come in. Think of this deep dive as your cybersecurity life raft. We're taking this Cyberology article. They listed 10 amazing websites for learning cybersecurity, all totally free, and we're going to break it down for you.
And not just listing them, we're going to help you figure out which one is right for you because they're all a little different.
Yes, like having a personal cybersecurity guide right in your back pocket. And speaking of guides, I know you've seen it all when it comes to online learning. So for someone who's totally new to this, what should they be looking for when picking a platform?
Oh, that's such a good question. Even with free resources, it's important to know what you're getting yourself into. Are you someone who likes to learn by doing? Or do you prefer a more structured, kind of classroom-style approach? Knowing your learning style is going to be key to finding a platform that you'll actually stick with.
100%. There's nothing worse than forcing yourself to learn in a way that just doesn't work for you. Like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. So let's jump into some platforms that cater to different learners, starting with hands-on hacking. Have you heard of TryHackMe?
Oh, try Hack Me, yes. It's fantastic, especially if you like a little action. They use these gamified challenges and virtual labs to teach you about cybersecurity.
Okay, so instead of just reading about what a firewall is, you're actually trying to break through one.
Exactly. It's like a digital playground for cybersecurity. Totally safe and legal, of course.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I can just imagine going to a job interview like, yeah, I learned about firewalls, I hacked into one.
Right. In the Siberology article, they highlighted how TryHackMe really caters to all different skill levels, which is important.
Yeah, you don't want to feel like you're in over your head.
Exactly. So they have learning paths for complete beginners,
Love
people who are just like, what even is cybersecurity? All the way up to seasoned techies who just want to sharpen specific skills. I think what's really clever about their approach is that it taps into that same problem-solving energy that draws people to cybersecurity in the first place.
It's like learning becomes the reward itself. You're not just studying, you're trying to conquer a challenge.
Yes.
Love that. Okay, so we've had a little fun with TryHackMe, but now let's switch gears and talk about platforms that offer the classic university learning experience. But, and this is the big but, without the university price tag.
This is where platforms like Coursera, EDX, and FutureLearn really shine. They're the heavy hitters.
Big names in online learning. Actually, I've taken a few Coursera courses myself.
Oh, cool. What did you think?
They're legit. I was really impressed. But, okay, let's break down a term that I see a lot with these platforms. Auditing. What does that even mean?
You're right. That's an important distinction. So auditing a course basically means you get to access the lectures, the readings, all the materials for free. You're learning right alongside the students who are paying for the full experience.
So it's kind of like a free trial for knowledge.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You get a feel for the course, and then if you decide, hey, I want to go all in and get a certificate, you have that option. But you can also just dip your toes in without spending a dime.
I love that. It's all about flexibility. Now, if you're ready to dive headfirst into the world of cybersecurity specifically, we've got a platform that's laser focused on just that, Cybrary.
Cybrary. Yes, they're a gold mine for aspiring cybersecurity professionals. They offer a huge range of courses, from the fundamentals all the way to super niche areas.
What I find really interesting about Cybrary is their career paths feature.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Let's say you're dreaming of becoming, I don't know, a security operations analyst. Cybrary will actually map out a personalized learning path for you.
It's like having a career GPS guiding you every step of the way. And they offer so much of this content for free, which I love. It's all about breaking down those barriers to entry.
Absolutely. And in the cybersecurity world, the demand for skilled people is going through the roof. So having accessible education is essential.
Couldn't agree more. Cybrary is a great example of that. But our cybersecurity learning journey isn't over yet. There's a lot more to explore.
Now, if you want to go deeper, like really get your hands dirty with the technical nitty-gritty, there's open security training.
Ooh, okay, so now you've got my attention. When you say technical, how technical are we talking?
Think less about building a computer and more about understanding how its software works from a security point of view. We're talking reverse engineering, malware analysis, even digging into operating systems.
Okay, so this is for people who want to be the cybersecurity surgeon.
Yes, precisely. And it does help to have some basic IT knowledge,
Right.
but their materials are designed to be Really comprehensive. They break things down into manageable bites, so even if you're not a coding wizard, you can still learn a lot.
I love that they're making this kind of knowledge accessible because I can see how that would be so valuable. It's like knowing how a car engine works before you try and race it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our hands-on hackers, we've got our university experience, we've got our deep dive tech folks. What else is on the menu?
Well, let's not forget those platforms that are like a buffet table, a little bit of everything. That's where Udemy comes in.
Udemy. Okay, full disclosure, I may or may not have lost a few weekends to Udemy. It's where I finally learned how to edit my own videos.
That's the beauty of it. They have courses on almost everything under the sun. And yes, they have tons of paid courses, but they also have some really amazing free cybersecurity courses.
It's true, it's like a choose your own adventure for your brain. And since it's that marketplace model, you've got instructors from all walks of life, each with their own teaching style.
Right, so you can find what works for you. Do you like a formal lecture style, or are you more into someone who's like, hey, let's chat about cybersecurity over coffee?
Yeah, like just two friends casually saving the internet. So, speaking of finding the perfect learning fit, this next resource takes a slightly different approach. This is Springboard.
Okay, so Springboard is less about hosting their own courses and more about being a really, really good curator. They've gone through the internet and found the best free cybersecurity resources out there. It's pretty impressive, actually.
So it's like a one-stop shop. You go to Springboard and they point you to the blogs, the tutorials, other free courses, maybe.
Exactly. They've done all that hard work so you don't have to, which is so helpful, especially when you're starting out and you're like, where do I even begin?
Seriously, I remember feeling that way. Okay, we're down to our last two platforms from this Cyberology article. This next one has a nice ring to it. SANS Cyber Aces.
Ah, yes. So SANS Institute is a big deal in the cybersecurity world. They're known for their training programs, some of the best out there.
Okay, so top-notch stuff.
Right, but here's the cool part. They have this free program called SANS Cyber Aces that's made just for beginners.
So you get like a taste of excellence, but for free. I like it. What kind of stuff do they cover in Cyber Aces?
Really, it's about building that solid foundation. Operating systems, networking, system administration, all that essential stuff.
Perfect for someone just testing the waters or someone who's like, you know what, I'm making a career change. Cybersecurity is for me.
Exactly. A great stepping stone. And last but not least, we have NIST.
NIST. Okay, that one rings a bell, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it stands for.
You got it. NIST stands for the National Institute of Standards and Technology. They're a U.S. government agency, and they're kind of a big deal when it comes to developing cybersecurity standards and frameworks.
Okay, right. So we're talking about the big leagues of cybersecurity, government level.
In a way, yeah. But here's why this is so cool. NIST also have a ton of free educational resources on their website. Webinars, reports, publications, all sorts of great stuff. Everything from risk management to cryptography. Really interesting.
So let me get this straight. If I wanted to learn like how to protect my computer, from those ransomware attacks everyone's talking about, NIST's website would be a good place to start.
Oh, for sure. They're all about providing the latest research and best practices. And it's all based on those globally recognized standards they help create, so you know it's good stuff.
Wow. Who knew the government could be such a treasure trove of cybersecurity knowledge? Okay, this deep dive, this Cyberology article, it's really opened my eyes. There's so much free learning out there. It's kind of amazing.
It really is. I think it shows how important cybersecurity awareness is becoming for everyone, not just the techies.
Right. It's like, remember when we had to learn how to be safe in like dark alleys? This is the digital version of that.
Exactly. We're all navigating this digital world now, so understanding cybersecurity, it's becoming as essential as, I don't know, managing your money or staying healthy. It's that important.
No, you're totally right. And with all these free resources, there's really no excuse to not at least try and learn something, right? We've covered so much ground from those hands-on hacking simulations with TryHackMe all the way to university-level courses on Coursera, EDX, FutureLearn. Phew, what a list.
Don't forget Cyber career paths. Those are super cool. And the deep technical stuff on open security training. Ooh. And the marketplace model of Udemy. That's great for variety. And of course, Springboard's curated list, SANS Cyber Aces for beginners. And wrapping it all up with NIST, the gold standard.
It's almost too much. In a good way. I feel like we've given everyone listening a cybersecurity starter kit today, thanks to that amazing Siberoloji article. But I have a feeling this is really just the beginning, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The world of cybersecurity never stands still. There's always something new to discover and learn. It's always evolving.
Okay, so for someone listening right now who's thinking, this is awesome, but I'm overwhelmed, where do I even start? What would you say?
Don't worry about trying to learn it all at once. Think
Mhm.
back to what we talked about earlier. What's your learning style? What are your goals? Maybe try out a few different platforms just to get a feel for what clicks.
I love that. It's like trying on shoes, find the ones that fit just right. And hey, if you're feeling brave, why not try a Try Hack Me challenge? You might just surprise yourself.
You never know, you might be a natural. The important thing is to take that first step, dive in, and start exploring.
Exactly. Who knows? You might be the next big cybersecurity expert, and it all started with this deep dive. Thanks for listening, everyone, and happy learning.